Can we please stop creating and circulating this content that is damn near propaganda that every single mother ever is struggling?
Of course, you guys will agree with me that for the past 2 weeks, last week, we've been seeing videos of single mothers coming to the internet to cry and tell us how they are struggling, how they are suffering. In fact, they go as far as telling you not to get pregnant, advising younger girls, don't get pregnant, don't even get married. Don't even keep that child because they are going through hell. In fact, the ones that got married to the right men still came out to talk about how they are struggling, how the right man can also change to a wrong man later. So we've been seeing videos back to back, popping back to back. Our single mothers have been coming to advise us not to get pregnant, not to get married, and them telling us how difficult it is to be a single mom. So because of those videos have been going viral, the single mothers that are not suffering are now out to tell us that it is not all single mothers that are suffering. So if you think that it is all single mothers that are suffering, it is not. So the ones that are not suffering are so pissed that why is it that once you hear a single mom, or this person is a single mom, you automatically feel like she's suffering and she cannot handle herself or she cannot take care of the children that she has. And in fact, some of them are like, I was raised by a single mom and my mom, or we never suffered, or and my mom treated us very well and all of that. So they're practically saying that it's not all single mothers that are suffering. Let me show you all this video, then we'll come back and discuss.
Can we please stop creating and circulating this content that is damn near propaganda that every single mother ever is struggling? Like, to be a baby mom is to be doomed to a bleak future in a hard knock life. That is not true, y'all. I say it's propaganda because it's beyond a stereotype at this point. Our own people are making these videos that are pushing this agenda that every single parent that is parenting solo is not happy. They hate their kids. They wish they never did it. They regret it. That's not true. It's not true. And I understand not being ready to have kids. I understand not wanting to do it alone because it's not the easiest thing. I understand you might have watched your parents struggle, or they may have made you feel like they regretted being a parent, but that's not everybody's story. I was raised by a single mother. We did not struggle. We did not struggle in the slightest. We lived a very high middle class life and went to private school. We never wanted for anything. I am now a single mother by choice. And my daughter is happy. I have a home. She has everything she's ever wanted. She goes to a great school. She's in all these extracurriculars. And I love being a mother. I enjoy it. And I chose this life because I did not want to have to sacrifice the time, energy, patience, love, care that I could give all to my daughter because I was so wrapped up in the bullshit that me and her dad had going on. We had a very toxic relationship. And when two adults can't figure their own shit out, often the kid suffers behind that. And I wasn't going to do that to my daughter. So I chose to step away from that situation and raise her alone. And quite honestly, I would not be where I am today had I not made that decision. I would not be as successful as I am. My daughter would not be well-rounded. I would not be mentally sane enough to raise her had I stayed in that situation. She's doing just fine. And quite honestly, I have a group full of single parents, male and female. And we chose this life consciously. We all did. And none of us are struggling. Quite honestly, we are all thriving. We all make at least 6 figures, if not multiple 6 figures. I am in pharmaceuticals. One is a dental hygienist. The other one is a programmer. One is a computer engineer. We are all doing just fine. So please stop pushing this stupid agenda that is every solo parent is unhappy and hates their kids. And I really wish you guys would stop getting on the internet and airing your dirty laundry, trying to make it seem as if having children is the worst decision of your life. If that's the case, that's your truth. Die with that secret, please. Because you owe it to your kids to hide that. You owe it to them because they didn't ask to be here. And on top of that, if you are struggling as a single parent, and this is controversial, I honestly believe that that is your own fault. That is your fault. You are not working hard enough. You're not putting in the effort. You don't want it enough. And that is my opinion, and you can disagree. But I honestly believe if that young baby, that young child that did not ask to be here is not motivation enough to get up off your ass and go get it out the mud, go work hard for it. I went and got a master's degree because I couldn't afford my rent, and I needed a refund check to afford my house when my daughter was very young. I went and got another degree. so I could also make money after that degree, but also receive refund checks from the government to pay my rent. You don't want it enough. That is your fault. So stop blaming your children for your struggles. I hate this. Please stop.
So for me, yeah, I don't even think that all single mothers are suffering. I don't think I've ever said all single mothers are suffering, or I've actually thought about it in my head that is all single mothers that are suffering. It's not possible. It's just like he's saying that all mothers are miserable, all mothers are regretful. No, not all mothers are miserable, not all mothers are regretful, and all of that. So definitely it's not all single mothers that are suffering. There are some single mothers by choice that decide and chose to get pregnant by themselves medically and take care of the children that they want. Some might even go as far as adopting just because they want to be a single mom and have their own child. So I don't think with that you should suffer as a single mom because you decide and chose that lifestyle for yourself. But then, in as much as it is not all single mothers suffering, we know that being a mom is very difficult. So handling that particular aspect of your life by yourself can be really, really challenging. And that's what we're trying to say when we say single mothers are going through hell. I have a reaction on this video. Let's watch the stitches together, then we'll come back and discuss.
Content that is damn near propaganda that every single mother ever is struggling.
Let's talk about it. I agree with every last one of her points. And some of them I can feel like, but majority of her video, I agree with every single point. Now, I'm going to say something that I feel like a lot of people possibly have already caught on to, but I feel like we are not actively talking about it the way that we should. Believe it or not, but a lot of women lack self-discipline that literally requires them to be able to persevere through even the hardest situations known to man. And when you lack self-discipline, okay, to basically be able to stand tall, stand firm, and be able to go through any trials or tribulations, that's when you start to fail. Not only yourself, but also everybody else around you. And most of the times when these women lack self-discipline to be able to get that shit up out the mud, even when they are struggling with kids, they immediately revert to either victimization, or they start using manipulative tactics or gaslighting tactics, or they go straight into hopelessness. Okay, so that's why I personally, when I see women getting online fully struggling, it kind of throws me off a bit. It kind of makes me glitch because I've been there. I've struggled. I've been there, but not once have it ever gotten to a point to where I knew for a fact I could be homeless tomorrow, or I knew for a fact that my kids wouldn't be able to eat. You want to know why? Because I made it my damnedest fact that my children wouldn't ever see what struggle look like. If our rent is behind, if I have to pick up a new skill tonight and be able to master that shit by tomorrow, I can bet my bottom motherfucker within 2 weeks I will have my full rent paid. When it come down to utilities and all that, I would do anything that I have to do, even if that means I have to volunteer somewhere just to get a few extra bucks to pay down that bill. That's exactly what I'm going to do. If this means that I have to take on jobs that fully makes me uncomfortable, but I know for a fact bills have to be due and my children need to be, I am going to do that uncomfortable, temporary ass position until I'm able to get myself out of it. If my children are starving, we are not splitting a chicken sandwich. Your mama would rather go to jail for stealing a whole cart of groceries than sitting back, spending my last dollar on a chicken sandwich, and we sit in the car and we split that bitch 3 or 4 ways. Absolutely not. I think a lot of people also hate to admit that they are not ready to sacrifice. That's another big thing. People are not ready to put their pride aside to sacrifice a lot of shit. I would throw my whole pride and ego away just to make sure my children are okay. Do you hear me? And a lot of women love to keep that ego and that pride, even if that means that they are homeless, their children have been taken from them, and they no longer have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out there. And the reason why, yet again, like I state, this is not only a women issue either. A lot of men lack self-discipline as well, which is why we seeing so many single motherhoods from the get-go. Because if men had enough self-discipline, we wouldn't be having such an increase in single-parent homes, okay? But yes, I feel like a lot of women's self-discipline starts lacking when it comes to them having to recognize that it's not only them anymore. It's not just about you. You cannot give up, okay? That shit is no longer a factor, no longer a choice. It's bad enough that we are already looked down upon because we are seen as single mothers. The least you can do is owe it to your self to get the off your ass and actually make a living for yourself. And the children should be a booster. You hear me? Your children should be a booster for you to at least want to be a boss ass bitch. Because that's at least what kids was there for any goddamn way. If I never had kids, I probably would have been something nice, something shabby. But because I got kids, I make it my business to keep up to date on every goddamn economic state, so I could be making just enough to where I can comfortably have my feet kicked. My kids can just come to me and ask for all of they wants because their necessities is already covered. Okay, you need to be a bad bitch. Your children need to see a role model of a bad bitch. Your children need to be able to see that any challenge does not make my mama break. Any challenge, it's bad enough I ain't got no daddy, so at least my mom, I know for a fact she'll go get her, she'll hustle, she'll do what the needs to be done to make sure I got what I need, and I ain't gotta ever worry about struggling. The only thing that should be motivating you is being able to believe or think that when your children are out there, they are boasting on your parenting. They are boasting on the fact that you are a hard worker. They are boasting on the fact that they can go to their mother and get however much money, however many houses, however many cars that they want to from their mother, because that is the end goal. To be just as better, you feel me, than your own parents. That should motivate you. But I digress.
This content that is damn near propaganda that every single mother ever is struggling.
No. Like, I just got up out the floor. I'm sleeping in my floor tonight because my back hurt. But I should be dozing, but I, for some reason, am not going to sleep till about 5:30, whatever. Anyway, listen, I had to speak. I had to get the fuck up because I literally just had this conversation today. I said something is weird about the amount of content that I'm seeing of these women that are having these come melt aparts. I said, this shit is weird. I literally just told this fine, beautiful specimen of chocolate God that I was talking to today. I said, this is weird. I said, it's not normal. Because I'm about to be somebody's wife and have somebody baby. I don't understand why it's like a whole bunch of fear-mongering content around having kids, and it's very, 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 very peculiar. I am a single mother, okay? I'm not claiming that my life is perfect. I'm not claiming that I'm rich. I'm not claiming that I take trips every month or no shit like that. But the way that these girls is freaking out, I be looking at this phone like, it's got to be something more to this, because it is not. Come on now. Come on. What are y'all doing for real? Then furthermore than that, if you have a relationship with God, a lot of this stuff on the internet I cannot get with, because I have a true sounding something that is a little a little stronger than faith. It's like knowing. I understand. Like I always say, I understand when Suki said thinking. What is thinking? I know. I have this sound relationship with God that everything really works out for me. God is always protecting me, loving me, shielding me from things, and providing for me and my kids. I do not, for the life of me, understand what this narrative is. That's 234 just popped up. The government is up to something. I don't know this narrative that's being pushed. I don't understand it. I don't get it. But it's not right. It's weird. And when I seen this young girl today said that she found out she was pregnant, her situation was not ideal, but she wanted her baby. And I took the time to speak life into her, because I don't know what this thing is. This is a programming. This got to be some type of like control, birth citizens control, or what do they call it? Population control. This have to be something population control. They trying to program y'all to something, because it's just repeated. It's like a repeated message. That's a programming. Something is not right about that. Put your faith in God. Put your boots up and love. You gonna get through anything. Being a single mother is not idealistic, but It's damn sure the best, one of the best things that I'm doing right now. I'm raising a beautiful daughter who's intelligent, who's smart, who's kind, who's loving, who is just like every other child when it comes to these fucking tubes and this, that, and the third, which is annoying. But I'm a mom. It's worth it. I don't understand this. I just said this today. It was probably like 1:30 in the morning. I was standing outside my house talking. And I was literally saying it is something so weird about the dynamic of parenthood. These fear mongering that's happening is weird. Pay attention to this shit now. This is it's crazy. It's crazy.
The thing is, yeah, in as much as it is not all single mothers that are suffering, some mothers are okay, they can take care of themselves. I don't think it's advisable to just tell everybody or women to just do it, be a single mom, just do it. Because I remember this lady that is just 19 years older, got pregnant, and she's happy to keep the child. Are you telling me you're just telling her to just do it, that she's going to take care of herself? Like, I don't think it's advisable to just advise all women to just be single mothers and all of that, just because it is not that all difficult and all of that. If you think it through, it might be probably the woman can be married to an abusive man and she's afraid to leave her husband because she's like, how she's going to handle this kind of children and all of that, all these children. And you can advise her to do it and work hard and all of that. She can be a single mom and all of that. I don't think just advising women to just be a single, because let's be honest. Let's be honest. Being a mom is difficult. Okay? Being a mom with help is difficult. So advising women to just do it, knowing that they are going to handle it by themselves, I just feel like is not nice. Like, it's not nice unless the woman has thought about it. She's decided that yes, this is the kind of lifestyle that she wants. Then good for her. But then most women do not see motherhood like that. Most women want motherhood in that family setting. Once you see a woman that is always saying, I want to be a mom, I can't wait to get pregnant, I can't wait to have children, they are thinking about them with a man in a family setting. So definitely they have a husband, they have a husband, family, their family and everybody around them that is going to help them, especially them being with husband, right? So because women are always thinking about having children with family and all of that, when that family is no longer there anymore, it is now going to be very difficult for them to move forward taking care of that children alone. That is why it is always advisable when you want to get pregnant or have kids for that man, think about it like you're having it for yourself, because reality can switch up on you at any time. At any time, things might be going smooth now. Later on, can just turn something else, and you have to be ready to face reality at any time. That's why you have to think about those children you are giving birth to. Can I personally take care of those children? Financially, mentally, am I actually really ready mentally to take care of these children if this my partner is no longer there? Because life is not guaranteed. Anything can happen, right? Aside from death and all of that, you can even want to leave the relationship. And what are you going to do with your kids, right? So, and all of that, and anything can actually happen, and you can be a single mom tomorrow. So, you have to think about all these things. I feel like that is where the struggle comes from. Most women don't actually think about those things, and they just give birth back to back, and give birth just because they feel like their husband is capable now, and later on they become something else, right? Some single mothers can be suffering now because they made their decisions very young. They were very young when they started having babies. They got married very young and there was nobody to advise. They don't even know what they're doing. And it, start giving birth and all of that. Being a single mom after that can be very difficult. Being a single mom can also be difficult if all your life you've been a stay-at-home mother and you have a partner that is paying your bills, doing everything. You're just sitting at home taking care of children, and it's not even feeding you. It probably is feeding you, but it's not paying you to take care of his children or you guys' children. And later on, if the relationship doesn't work anymore, you're alone. You're struggling, and of course you're going to struggle, and the children are going to see that things are hard for you, right? So I feel like these are the instances whereby single mothers actually struggle. But when it comes to single mothers that are not struggling, they're the ones that actually decide to get pregnant for themselves, right? Maybe single mothers by choice, or the ones that got pregnant even while they're in a relationship with a man, and they know that, okay, I'm doing this for myself, in as much as I'm still with this man, anything can happen. They have that, they've actually thought this through, and they make decision carefully. I don't think you're going to struggle. Even the fact that the economy is crazy these days, to make money, to see job and all of that is very crazy. But then once you know what you're doing, you can sacrifice so many things and do it. But then I don't actually feel like it's advisable to advise women to just be a single mom unless you decide to choose that lifestyle for yourself. And before you decide to choose that lifestyle for yourself, think about it carefully. And I don't even think it's even advisable for you young girls, because I cannot take that video off my head. That 19-year-old lady that was, excited that she's pregnant for her boyfriend. Like, I can't take it off my head. Like, she's way too young to be having a child. And she's not having a child for a man that already has 4 different baby mamas. Like, that's crazy. I don't even think that is a good decision. If she says she wants to be a single mother, well, there's nothing we can do. She's up to age to make that decision. But then that is not a good decision anyway, in my own opinion. What is your take on this? Let me know your thought down in the comment section, respectfully. As always, your girl Mara Davis, and thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please like and share and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.